These guys are not experts.
And I'm not sure they're even that smart.
They do like video games.
And I guess you could say they're funny.
Sometimes.
Well, they do like to talk.
And they do have opinions.
It's time for Video Game Replays!
What's up, guys? Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us on this episode of Video Game Replays. Joining me is my co-host, CJ.
Hey, I'm in the house. It's either left, right, up, or down. Beside me, got Larry in the house.
Hey, I don't know where I'm at, but I'm glad to be here. Good to see you guys. How you doing, Aiden?
Oh, nothing much. I forgot what I'm supposed to say here. Well, what's been going on, guys?
Cold weather, I guess, pretty much. It's still winter here, man. It sucks.
Pretty much. We got about 2 inches of snow.
We're kind of still in the winter blues days. Not a whole lot going on around here. So what we've been doing is we've been having a question kind of to get us going instead of us catching up because we don't really got shit going on. So the question of the week here is, this is what I cooked up for us. If there was a zombie apocalypse, what would be your game plan and how long do you think you'd survive?
I'm happy to go first, dude. I got this.
All right, you go
right
first.
Off the rip. Larry, I'd take a nephew of yours, Aiden, a cousin of yours. They could probably take out all of the entire town with just a single sniper first off. He'd probably be there with me. He claims. No.
That's an inside joke.
You know, I would I don't know. Hopefully I can beat some people to Walmart or I wish we had like an academy in that area. You know, an academy sports would be good. But I think like a Walmart, maybe up north a little bit, maybe a little bit of a bigger populous area, but like a Walmart group of guys. I think you two are coming with, obviously. You know, I'd say obviously, Larry, bring the family. Aiden, bring the family. I'll bring mine. I think we could take on Walmart like that. They've got, so you know, a light amount of guns. Bring some guns. They've got all the food and everything else that we need. As long as we board up the maybe 4 entrance exits, we're good to go. We can pull our cars in there. We can do whatever. If we can find a way to lock down that gas station too, hey,
wait,
it's good.
Let's have some ground rules here. If we're talking about the zombies, would the zombies be the type of zombies that are attracted like loud noises? Is that's how they attract shit? Like the Breaking Bad. I was about to say Breaking Bad zombies, but the Walking Dead zombies. Couldn't think of it for some reason. Like I know, like if there's loud noises, they all get attracted or something like that.
I would say.
I would say that would have to be our thing. And obviously, zombies die by getting shot in the head, not like the Last of Us zombies.
Day and night.
Day and night. Yep.
Right. I think Walmart's the move because it's not too much space. It's not a mall. You know, that's too much space, too much to worry about. We have an intercom system. We definitely probably have generators at that point, backup generators. Good amount of food supply. There's like the foam mattresses and stuff. We can all have beds. A bunch of toilet paper. We got everything we need. You got the
That's
Coleman's.
our first priority.
You got like the little Coleman grills. You got the deli. Hell, we haven't even talked about the warehouse. We probably got a forklift in there, bro. Let's deck out the forklift with some barbed wire and some like fence post and shit from the back, you know. I think Walmart's the move there. I think we'll be all right there. Fortify ourselves.
What do you think, Larry? Do you have a different game plan, or you kind of green to see here?
I used to, but we've presented this amongst many drinks and campfires, and I did find the one flaw in this is that that's a good idea, but usually given by everybody. So we'll lose this opportunity to think that we're going to survive as long as we'd like to. I am a visitor of my local Walmart way more than I need to admit, but I do know I see people in there that are probably in there more than I am. But I still think at least it's a good start. So we supply up. I do think one of the first things that nobody does think about is you need to rob at the back of the store. Because you're going to get to a point where you need to barter and trade, and being a former smoker, yeah, about day 4 of not having any cigarettes, I'd almost probably trade off my youngest child for a pack of smokes. So I mean that comes to mind. I think I don't know the path of getting there, but I think the end game best would be to head somewhere out in the west of the United States where there's maybe a family to every 20 miles.
That's fair.
And I don't know, like I said, I don't know what the long run is. I just know, like I said, I think if we're able to pillage, overtake, or get a off the grid location, then we can reassess, start to build. Um, I can't think not treaties, but relationships with people and figure out what our next game plan is. At some point, if you learn to live off the grid, that's cool. But we're very modernized, so we're going to have to make more trips back into civilization to at least food, canned foods, and those kind of things until we can get reestablished. Because I honestly think it would probably almost take me teaching my next generation how to live off the land before that's even like a good, subtle, long term deal. But I just think get away from population is going to have to be the most important thing. And not to give us away, but we're surrounded by a lot of that shit when you start heading 100 to 200 miles away. So
That's fair. That's fair.
I kind of I disagree with CJ on the Walmart part because it sounds great, but there's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people, and the more people there are, the more noises is, the more it attracts, and all it takes is one person in there getting affected. So, and I agree. There's going to be a lot of supplies there. It's
one thing you forgot.
easily barricaded. What am I?
I'm going to
forgetting?
bring the one guy in town that can wipe out all of town, so it doesn't even matter. Go ahead.
I forgot about that part. But realistically, I mean, Walmart, from a logistical standpoint, it sounds great in practice, but there's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of idiots there, and you got to think this is the apocalypse, or like this is like the end of the world scenario. Like there's no laws. We don't know. I mean, our town we live in, we don't know who's going to be there or what craziness is going to follow. Like, I don't want to be around other people. I want to be around my family. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send out an SOS when we hear this is happening. I'm going to send all immediate family and friends that we trust, say, at my house, bring every food supplies that you possibly have. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a can of corn. Bring everything that you have to your house, and we're all meeting at my house. Papa's going to bring his generator, and we have a generator too, just in case. And we're going to, for the first couple of years, we're going to try to live off the grid what we can during the seasons where we can plant. We plant crops. We have a lot of fertilized field down here. We can survive a lot on that. There's so much. If you've been up to our house, there's about 10 deer in our yard per night, and that's not even a joke. Like, we could easily get deer meat. We could live multiple years off that. But I do agree with Larry. The only problem with heading up north is the more north or Midwest north you get, the colder it is. The less fertile the lands are, the seasons get shorter for growing crops. So I think the end goal, now this is way down the line. This is like some Breaking Bad season 15 stuff. I'm saying we eventually have someone, because we have a family friend that knows how to fly plane. Not going to say his name, but Larry knows. The end goal is flying a plane. I don't know how many trips we have to do, because it's probably not going to be a commercial plane. We're going to have like 20 people at our abode. Our end goal is going to be flying to either the Philippines or Hawaii, somewhere that's an island that's completely surrounded in water. So once you kill off the zombies on that island, or if there is none, then that island's just zombie free forever, unless somebody with a boat travels there. And the Philippines has like 5,000 islands. It's not even a joke. It's like crazy. Like, there's definitely an uninhabited island somewhere over there. So I think that, and I feel like that's my general plan. And hey, I'm not going to say it, but my grandparents, they are really outdoorsy people. They can identify birds and plants, and they can make a garden like a motherfucker. If you know, you know. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're going to be the backbone of this operation.
I'm glad you didn't say it. I'm not going to say it, but
I'm not going to say what it was a Jewish doctor. No, They're going to be the backbone of the. Sorry, Connie reference. Not a good time. But they're going to be the backbone of the operation. Listen, and to my second part of the question, how long are we going to survive? We didn't answer that one yet. Realistically, probably a couple weeks to a month. But if my plan comes to fruition, all the way to season 15 Walking Dead shit, I say we live until we die. Just for years. When we fly to a Filipino island by ourselves, boom, just like that. We're chilling.
I'm gonna be real. If it's Walking Dead level, I might end my own life. I'm not dealing with it. And I'm sorry. I love my dog so much. Bro, I could not have the stress though. My dog doesn't listen. It's not like, hey, come on, like come with. No, she's gonna be out doing shit.
And it's a lot of barking, a lot of noise.
And you got to think too, when we're talking these large groups, my only flaw, and I guess kind of all of our plans in a way, is I don't know if it's just a me thing. I'm a little bit selfish. You know how it really sucks. Aiden, great example. We have a mutual friend. When we make plans, there's one person that always fails somehow to meet these plans, and the stress of dragging them along to the plans. Imagine that, but everybody around you's life depends on it, and now you're like, hey, I get you're tired, but we need to keep fucking moving. We can't, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I don't want to deal with all that, bro. Maybe a month. I'll give myself a month tops. It's got to sit there.
Yeah. I would think, like, say, it becomes one of those old Yeller concepts at that point. It's like, I love you, but you're dragging us down, so you're either going to stay here or you're going to come because we can't play this game right now.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah,
there would definitely be a lot of hard choices there. But I think my plan is assuming I'm not going to invite any friends or family that's going to hold us down. I'm invite like if I know they have something to offer or they're really close to us. But if there's like a friend that's like really selfish or like I don't know, someone that's not like someone like CJ, then
Low-key, bro, I'm not gonna lie. In that situation, maybe I changed my ways, but as of today, right, I ain't even gonna tell you about this granola bar in my pocket. Where's my pocket?
It's gonna be we're gonna all go to sleep and turn off our little candles, and we're gonna wake up in the morning and all our food's gonna be going. And where's our car at?
CJ who took our corn?
He took it. He's in Montana by now.
I just have cans of corn in my pocket, bro. Where's our corn at?
Damn, I don't know. I thought I said, the worst thing is that's the honesty of it. Yeah. So, but back to the question I brought up earlier, it's like, which one in the group did you kill first and why? It's gonna have to be CJ because he's gonna run off with the corn.
Yeah,
he's gonna wrap the corn.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the granola bar, you son of a bitch! I want to really wait in that granola bar.
All right. Well, we know it's been some winter weeks, but have you guys been playing any games? I mean, what's been going on? Not a whole lot, but you guys got anything going on?
I am still touching Red Redemption here and there. I still suck at it. I ain't getting nowhere, but I have thought about this. I started to pull in something, and I would like because I told you guys at one point, probably about 4 episodes ago, I get you educated on this. I'm going to teach you how to play DOS games. And there's a program called EXO DOS, and it simplifies it to a point to where basically it's like any game launcher that you're familiar with. You look through the catalog, you find a game, you hit on it, it downloads it for you, and basically takes out the DRM and all this stuff and sets you up to where you can play this game without having to know how to do DOS. It's still really confusing though, at least to get out the gate. So that's why I haven't sold it to you guys yet. But it starts out as a base level download at 6 gigabytes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just going to get you the program and basically the list, the catalog with pictures and images of the boxes. If you want the full thing, you can download it, but it's about 593 gigabytes. That's everything. 7,000 different games that are legal for you to have because they've been abandoned or different stuff has been acquired through it. But I'm like I said, I'm an old computer guy. I like to play on the old games for the computer. I played Test Drive this past week, where you had to use your keyboard to drive A and Z's to shift up and down. I broke out the original Duke Nukem, not 3D, but like a 2D platformer where he jumps around and does that. So definitely hit a lot of nostalgia things, little stuff like that. Tried to, for years I've been trying to find a not Wizard and Warriors, Might and Magic. There's a Might and Magic that's in my head somewhere, and I've been looking for it, and I can't figure out which one it is I'm remembering. I want to say it's like three, but there's like two different series of Might and Magic running, where it's like old school 2D role playing game, then there's 3D role playing Might and Magic. And they basically give you like subtitles, but it's like Might and Magic 1 this, Might and Magic 1 this. Like you don't even separate the damn versions of it. It's just there's two different versions.
Okay.
So it just kind of messes with you. But no, other than that, like I said, haven't been playing games. Just been nerding out on ways to play more games. Just haven't found the one I want. But I've been thinking really hard about it. And I think with football being over and all that, and I ran into a guy the other day. I think I'm getting ready to break out Tears of the Kingdom again, just to get through some of that and see how that goes. So we'll update you on that in the next run.
Nice. Can get
So,
down
yeah.
with that. Still want to play it. Need to get my Switch fixed first, but you know.
Gotcha.
You been playing any games, C? What's been going on over down there?
Not as much this week. Big week, you know. I had Valentine's Days this weekend tomorrow. Guess a week ago when everybody's hearing this, but I also have my anniversary this week, so been off the game a little bit, but have found some time to start up the annual 2-week Minecraft run with a few friends, Aiden included. One of our buddies that we just played NBA with a lot. He's like, "Hey, you want to play one night?" And we're like, "Yeah." We played maybe put 3-4 hours into it over the past week, but it's Minecraft's always nice to. It's a nice break to just do nothing, kind of in a way. It's never. I don't know. I'm not really the most productive on Minecraft.
Question. Seeing how I'm old and I got into the Minecraft game late on, and you guys are typically younger than me, but you're also older than my daughter who plays a lot of Minecraft. You guys said you got into it, so how do you guys play a game of Minecraft?
Oh,
Well,
It's
it really starts.
it's loaded.
Me and C, we run around. We try to find some villages, because that's the first thing. You gotta find villages to get some food. Maybe get a bed, so you don't gotta kill sheep. So it kills two birds. You can loot their shit. You can get a shit ton of food. You can steal their beds. We pretty much just pillage the village. Hey, that rhymes. And then two, once we got some supplies, we got some shit. We look for a place, because when I play, I like finding a spot. My favorite part of the game is building and finding houses and stuff and finding cool places. So we find a cool place to settle down. We build our houses. I build my house in an
square, bro.
he builds a huge shitty square. I build like some like decorated in-depth house, and he builds like just a shitty square. I mean, then after that
bro.
then after we get our house down, we go mining, usually die a couple times, get enchanted stuff, go to the Nether, whole 9 yards, and eventually beat the Ender Dragon.
It's been years on that one for me. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
for him.
They've progressively made Minecraft kind of a hard game. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is not the same game I played when I was 10 and 12 first starting. Like, beating the Ender Dragon originally wasn't easy, but this shit now is kind of like just walking outside at night is kind of miserable. And it used to be like not as miserable. Like, I swear, it's gotten harder.
I did with my daughter. I did beat the Ender Dragon on creative mode back on the Xbox 360, and I think that was probably her first time. And mine, she knew what she wanted to do. I'm like, well, let's just go do it. And we ran into it and got there. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you guys. I say I don't care so much about finding the village. It's always awesome to do it, but I always want to start my own village. And usually I'll get to like my house, another house, and then I'll usually build like a church or a temple or something about that time. It's usually by the time I get bored of my village and I start digging into the depths of the earth. And at some point, it kind of just wears me out at that point.
Yeah, there's definitely that like stall period, especially now because it's like the in-game content, like the going to try to kill the Ender Dragon and even going and trying to live in the Nether, and they've added all kinds of other shit that you can do that's decently tough. There's like that gap between I have enough stuff and I have too much stuff. And it's like the same spot because it's like I have enough okay stuff, I don't have enough great stuff, but it just kind of gets to that null. Whatever. You want to play something else, and that's just where
Yeah,
Me and Aiden get to that a lot.
Your interest plateaus a lot once you get to a certain point, and it usually
Yeah.
plateaus before we reach the Ender Dragon stages. We usually just give up or just forget about it. It's not that we can't. I've beat the Ender Dragon 100 times, but we just always get to that spot where we're like, want to go play 2K or something like that.
Yeah.
We kind of give up on it.
My only thing that cuts me out, like you said, I hit that same plateau, but usually mine becomes, I want to build this village. I want to create something vibrant, but I don't play again. I don't play a lot of shit online.
Mhm.
So why am I building all this if nobody's ever going to be there? And that's kind of where
Yeah.
I'm just like, huh,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm going to go over here and ride a motorcycle and kick somebody off the road.
Yeah, we've talked about getting a bunch of people on a million times. I think at one point we had 6, but who actually played was like me and Aiden, and then like our one buddy played a little more often, and then other than that, it was like a couple guys would hop on for an hour, build like a small hut, and just oh, I'm getting off, and it's never. I'm with you on that because we will try to build like a whole area out to be our area, and it's just like me and Aiden have our areas on the corners, and this is kind of just nothing really. It's just bleh, and we've tried.
I do kind of. I feel like I kind of push people away on accident for that because I'm kind of a try hard when I play games, and I'm always like have like full enchanted gear before they get leveled
This
up.
guy's
So,
a greedy motherfucker.
but I try to slow it down. What I've been doing recently, as I've been spending a stupid amount of time building my house and making it as pretty as possible, and then I'm like, okay, and I guess I'll start doing something now. Because usually I'm like, okay, I got a little hut down. I'm placing chests. I'm going mining. Okay, I'm looking for books. Okay, I'm killing cows to get leather, and sugar cane to get paper. I'm killing skeletons, like all that to get really fast. But I've been slowing down, so we're about the same pace.
I could go 30 minutes. I'm gonna go 30 seconds instead. Aiden, the one thing that kills me, this motherfucker refuses to go in the same cave as you. He will not. He does not want to. I love exploring caves. It's like, to me, it's one of my favorite parts of the game. But sometimes I get fucked on, right? Sometimes I fuck up. And guess what? He refuses. He won't even tell you. He's just like, oh, I'm in a cave. Where at? Don't know. He won't tell you. He don't want to split material with you, bro. It's
It's not split
bullshit.
material. I don't like hand holding. I'm a real deal crafter. I like spelunking in the caves by myself. I like the challenge. I don't even go in with a shield. I go in with a water bucket and a sword, and I go and I spelunk the caves. I like exploring, and I don't like hand holding. I'm like, where you at? Where you at? Follow me this way. I like just speeding through it and doing my own thing. They like hand holding, Larry. I mean,
It hurts my feelings at the end of the day.
I can see both sides of it. Like I said, playing majoritively on my own for the time that I have, I'm okay with running on my own and doing my own little thing. But on the same token, yeah, I'd like to know somebody's there when I can get back to my shit because I just got taken out by
Yes.
a skeleton I didn't see that's 2 stories above me.
Yeah, that's shooting like this backwards at you. It's shooting this like down while it's aiming up and not looking at you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
well, it's good about that time in the pod. The game of the week is my game. Great game, obviously. Our game this week was the original Castlevania. Yay, great game, great game. I have some information here written about it. The release date was in September 26, 1986. Developer and publisher was both by Konami. It's an action platformer. It's a side scroller, bunch of action. It's pretty much you have Simon Belmont, which he's a Belmont. Belmonts are a family of vampire killers. You've got word that Dracula has returned, and he's spread his darkness across the lands. So you pretty much have to invade his castle, kill a bunch of night creatures, and eventually face Dracula at the end. But yeah, I mean, I really personally enjoyed this game. It is one of those. It's one of those Nintendo hard games for sure. It kind of reminds me of Ninja Gaiden. But I mean, what's your guys' first impression? See, what do you think of it?
All right, I'm not gonna foreshadow it all here. First impression is I fucking hated it, dude. It was hard. First impression, it smacked me in the face. It was difficult and it really pissed me off. And I think part of it, I was just getting confused. It took a second to get the controls down and not get pissed off about it. So first impressions, this shit pissed me off. I'm gonna be real, just to keep it short and sweet for you. It really pissed me off. Larry, I mean, you might have better feelings than I do, but that was my first thought here. It pissed me off.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's not what I expected to hear, but okay, I get you there. Um, I remember playing this as a young child, just because the atmosphere is it's very dark, it's vampire-y, it's all that. I'm going to take a second. I gotta tell this. In the town we grow up in, or I grew up in, which we all lived in at one point, there was a Pizza Hut in this location. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the tabletop Pac-Man games, like where
Okay, yeah.
Maybe.
it's
Mhm.
you sit on a stool and you look down at a table, and it's probably like a 2x3 table, but it has a piece of glass and a controller with two buttons. And you sit there and you play Pac-Man through this particular one, and you'd have your cup sitting there and just enjoying your life. One time I remember walking into this Pizza Hut for one of my friend's birthdays, and it was the Pac-Man machine, but they had fucking Castlevania playing in this machine. I'm like, oh my god, oh my wow, this is so cool. And I remember I probably spent $5 of 1980s money in this damn machine and got nowhere. But and I don't know if this was like if it was actually an arcade game or not, but it was definitely this one. And I cannot remember getting past like I guess the first boss, maybe past the first boss. So I was really young. Like I said, that's why it doesn't hold real
Mhm.
tight to me. But I I like the atmosphere of it. It made me excited to play a game. Made me want to go more. And I think I think it was just a good game out front. And that's how I really felt about it. The best way I can remember playing it. How about you there, Aiden?
Uh, I thought I should correct myself. This game actually came out before Ninja Gaiden, so it wasn't like Ninja Gaiden. Maybe Ninja Gaiden was like Castlevania. So I thought I'd correct the record there. But I might be the odd one out on this one. I really liked this game. I had a lot of fun playing it. I was playing it past couple of days. I actually bought the anniversary Castlevania edition on my Switch, so I'm probably gonna end up playing through a bunch of different Castlevanias. But I really enjoyed it. I thought the music was great. It I like the abilities. I mean, you have Simon's primary weapon, his trusty whip, the vampire killer. You have a bunch of different special weapons that I enjoy. I liked it. I mean, it was a Nintendo hard game. The graphics were a little more stiff for me than Ninja Gaiden, but obviously it was an earlier game. But I enjoyed it. First impressions for me is I had a good time.
Yeah, I mean,
Now,
I get where you're coming from.
yeah, well, you didn't quite say that. But like I said, this game was released before Ninja Gaiden, but still, I thought the graphics and the atmosphere were good. Do we have any strong opinions on the graphics? You, Larry, what do you think?
For 1986, I think this is pretty badass. Really, I mean, the depths of the graphics that you have, you can tell what Simon is, you can tell what the ghouls are. Some of the bad guys were a little off, but yeah, just I mean, it really looked good. Again, I'll go back to the atmosphere of it. It felt like you were in a dark castle, big, huge rooms, huge windows, vines and stuff going around. And I just, for what it was really, really good, well done graphics, I believe. Um, Now, like I said, I think it could have gone through some different things with it, but that's still later for it. But what do you think, C? How do you feel about that?
Well, while I was playing it, I told myself I'm gonna make a rule going forward. I'm done cutting excuses on games. I'm gonna grade them as the first time I ever played it. I'm not gonna say, oh, the graphics look like this because it was an 86. Now, I'm also not gonna say it should look like virtual reality by any means. Me personally, I totally agree on the atmosphere. Knocked it out of the park. The atmosphere that they set and the way that you navigate through the map, flawless. I love it. I mean, it really makes you feel like similar to when we played Contra. It's you're at the start of the castle, you're going in, you're making your way. Really did a good job with it. And I think that's one thing I'm gonna give it a lot of credit for graphic wise. Now, one thing I can say about the graphics as well. I'm gonna say setting phenomenal. The stairs alone pissed me off, dude. Pissed me plumb the hell off. Honestly, the thing that really killed me with the graphics with the stairs is not. It's not even really as much of what they look like. Maybe it's a little more mechanically. The stairs kind of piss me off what they look like, but when you start walking up them stairs, dude, you're stuck in grandma speed walking up or down. So if something's attacking you, done. Can't jump off, can't move, can barely move out the way. No matter what, you're just getting hit. The other thing I'll gripe a little bit about graphically, I guess it's kind of gameplay wise, but I think it plays into it because of the animation when you get hit, the way that you get flung backwards. The amount of deaths alone that I got from that by getting knocked off platforms is enough to make me pull my 6 chin hairs out. I'll tell you that. I mean, it was really doing numbers for me there. But overall, I mean, I can't hate on what the game actually looked like atmosphere wise, like you said, Larry. It really did feel like I'm in Dracula's castle. Like it felt pretty badass. So I do want to give it the credit where it is due there. I mean, I do have my gripes with some of those things, like I said, the stairs and all that. There was a couple platforms I couldn't tell at first weren't like standable on. I know at one point the skeleton bones, thought I could walk right across those because it's right in level with the platform.
Yep.
Ain't shit. But I think for what it is, it does look pretty damn cool. I won't say nice, like graphically, but setting wise, they did a damn good job at making this game. I can understand why this is a cult classic. I mean, props to them on that.
I will say, there hasn't been a whole lot of crazy disagreement or arguments or confrontation, but I'm gonna stop pulling my punches because I also think there has to be some disagreement here. I think I have to really disagree with CJ here. I really like the character design. He said the setting was great, and obviously I agree the atmosphere was good. I enjoyed the character design, especially as you get later on in later levels. Like I don't know if you got there later, the purple knights there towards the end with the shield that continues to back up. They look really. I mean, I think this was maybe stage like 13 and on. I thought they looked really great. Don't get me wrong; they were the most annoying enemy ever. But I thought they looked really great. Like the snake heads that spit fire look cool. I think it looks great, and also I think the stairs was also a skill issue because you can smack and hit and use your abilities while you're on the stairs as well. And I mean, you have these things like in Ninja Gaiden 2. It's kind of these levels where you get to this spot, and this spot you have to climb up the stairs. Oh, but as you keep moving right, an enemy spawns, and that's just things you have to know, and you're not going to know it until you do it. So you just have to like memorize those things and prepare for it when it does happen. I mean, and you can attack on the stairs, and it's kind of their way of implementing their version of verticality into the game, like how Ninja Gaiden had the wall jumps. You jump back and forth or climb up stairs to get up. These one had ladders. I'm not going to knock it for it. I thought I really liked it. But yeah, I think stairs was a skill issue. I like the character designs. I like the setting. It was great. And another thing which ties in with the atmosphere was the soundtrack. I thought the soundtrack on boss fights were chef's kiss. They were very good. They very much help with the atmosphere. Some kick-ass sounds. I mean, I even feel like the killing enemy sound was fine. My thing was the level sounds and the boss fight sounds. I don't know if you got to the Dracula boss fight soundtrack was top notch. It was very solid. Do we have any CJ, what do you think about the soundtrack here?
Yeah, I can't disagree with what you're saying at all. I think when we're talking about the atmosphere and the setting that it painted, you got to have the music to back it up. It can't just look cool. They did a damn good job. The only thing I would change out, maybe you play Rob Zombie's Dracula, now that it exists. But no, honestly, really good sounds. You kind of just hit it on the head with everything. I mean, the enemies when they die, when you're attacking. I mean, just the sound of the game itself, just the music, phenomenal. The rest of it could have sounded like shit, and I'd probably be happy. Honestly, the music alone was really, really well done and paints the picture very well for the game. So I will say, of its time, I can imagine the type of picture that this is painting in your head when you're first picking this up. It's flawless.
I agree with you. I mean, it's the music soundtrack is just it's top notch Konami stuff. I'm trying to think. I was looking it up there. I think Vampire Killer is probably one of your more familiar tunes that are from this game. Oops, sorry. And cat came into the frame. Um, but yeah, the music is just it's classical, it's top notch, it's well thought out. I'll be honest with you, a lot of the sounds didn't resonate with me a whole lot, but on the same token, I was really taken over by the music that was playing. I do think, like I say, it did help put some, I want to say, depth into your taking out thing. Like, give some weight to actually hitting them with the whip cracking on them and all that. But yeah, I wish I could say, I wish I had better words to describe how much I really did enjoy the music and soundtrack out of this. This is just it's 5-star soundtrack all day.
And as I'm going to briefly skip this section, but come back to it, as we're singing our praises about what we like, maybe some stuff we don't like about it. Now, what do you think your favorite part of the game was? What do you think, C? You have anything? I know you don't have the highest regards for this game so far from what we've learned, but what really stood out? What did you like?
Genuinely, honestly, it took me a second. It really did. To realize one of the things. I'll definitely say it. I've said it a million times by now. Everybody knows the setting, amazing. It really puts you in the place. I'm not going to keep saying it, but the concept alone is really cool too. I think this is something that untouched really at the time, and still pretty big in modern culture. Some vampiric stuff. I mean, it's a really good concept. I like what they did there, and I think one thing it took some time for me to realize. It took some time away from the game to realize this game was hard as hell, but in a weird way, I really wanted to come back to it. And I did, after my first play of it, I'm like, fuck that boss. Fuck that boss. I'm going to come back and I'm going to play through it. And it took me a few tries, but I beat it. And it did give you that sense of, holy shit, that was so hard, but I beat it. And I think for me, the best part about this game is it's really hard, but in a weird way, it's hard enough to make you come back because it doesn't feel impossible. It just feels like you're doing something wrong, if that makes sense. So I think the way that this game can draw you in, it's got to be my favorite part that I really, like I said, picked up on later, but definitely favorite part.
What do you think, Larry? You got anything stand out?
I agree. I think it definitely rewards the get good mentality of it because even with after every death, you get powered back up fairly fast. So it's not like it's like being in level 10, 12, and it's like you die, and then suddenly it's just a struggle to get back to something that keeps you from being awful at it. Um, the premise of it, yeah, is definitely the thing. I do like. I know I've watched a thing where the director of this was really big into um, like horror films or not horror films, but I guess like vampire creature movies and stuff. That's what led him to come out with this game the way he did, and I can see that. You feel like you're playing a a vampire thing, but not so much a Dracula game because you're not Dracula. You're you guy hunting him down to take him out. But like I say, outside of the knockback, it's it doesn't feel like you're being cheaped out on anything that happens. The knockback is a thing that you have to learn to adjust to. It makes you not rush into a jump. It makes you learn to jump over Medusa head at the right time or figure out the pattern instead of just straight putting your head down and going at it. So I do appreciate that. I guess say the trolls, I guess would be the what I'd want to say on that, but just the whole gameplay aspect was done well because this easily could have been done straight shit, and we wouldn't have this conversation at all.
Yeah, I agree. Game as a whole, it played really well, and the atmosphere, everything tied together well. But something that I dabbled in more, and I did not really, I did not dabble too much or use the way I should have in Ninja Gaiden or Gaiden was the abilities. I really use the abilities a lot in this game. You got whether you got the holy water. I really like you got the throwing knife. I really like the purple battle axe, the one that you can spam and it goes upwards.
Hmm.
Uh, and you got the crosses and that one weapon. I forget what it is, but you can throw it and it comes back to you.
The
Oh,
boomerang.
memory.
Yeah,
Mhm.
or the like knife boomerang thing. But yeah, I really like the fact that you have to save up the fire that you get from killing the candles to use or the hearts to use that ability, and you kind of have to do it in a strategic way. Where I mean, this ability could really help you in this little area. You're gonna want to save this until the boss. That was kind of my strategy going into it. I was like, I'm gonna really want these battle axes during the boss, so I'm not gonna spam them as much right now. So I like that aspect. I didn't seem to use it as much as Ninja Gaiden as I should, and it kind of added whole new, a whole new aspect of it for me. Well,
That's fair.
we've been singing a lot of praises towards the game. Now we got to get to the negatives. I know CJ probably has a lot to say here, but what are our least favorite parts of the game? We'll start with the guy that probably has the most of them. See, what do you think?
I would like to. It's not really a knock, but at least to add on to something that you did praise it for about the hearts. Man, that time freeze when I ate them hearts up. Not really a knock, but just got to put out there using that time freeze. Man, it crushed my soul watching all my hearts go. No, honestly, the stairs alone really pissed me off. Maybe it was a skill issue. Maybe it was just a me being impatient, as we've seen in the past issue. Um, but the one thing, God, man, the Medusa heads were miserable. And I think anybody, this could be your favorite game of all time. I think you agree. Like the Medusa heads are miserable. There was that and the little monkey looking dudes, the little hunchback monkey dudes,
Mhm.
the way they jump. I looked it up because I was genuinely confused. I was trying to learn how to predict it. They have random movements. It's not a pattern with them. It's actually random. So like the level, when the birds are dropping them from the sky, that shit sucked. That shit really sucked. It was hard. I felt really good after beating it with like 1 health left, but overall, I don't think I have as much to harp on this game about as it seems. I didn't want to give it away how I felt too much because my first impression was kind of shitty, but overall, it made a comeback. I'd say really just some of the mobs being annoying, some of the bad guys being annoying, and just some of the movement, but it wasn't really terrible. It just took a second to get used to. So, I don't really have a ton to hate on, as some people might think. So, maybe you can add something that I left out there, Larry, but I didn't hate it as much as this guy thinks I hated it.
You hated it so much. I can tell. I've known you long enough to know that if this was in the room, you would slap it. But I agree. Fuck the Medusa heads. That is the worst thing about this game. Truthfully, just it's like you think you got it, and then suddenly the pattern is the same, but just at a different starting point. So now you've totally messed up. Um, I the knockback. I again, like I say, I know that's built in as part of the mechanic of the game, but on the same token, it just pisses you off because it's not just knockback. It's like knockback that's going to send you um, towards any hole that happens to be available. I did watch, and this is just throughout life. I do recall because I kept trying after the first area after you beat the bat, then you go into the next, you go into the next room, and you go down a set of stairs and down another set of stairs and walk through like a swampy area of the basement and then come back up. I'd watch the thing, and I did it once in like my 12 gameplays of this damn thing. Um, you can jump on a bat and it'll hit you, knock you back onto the other ledge, so you can skip that whole bottom part. Not worth
Wow.
the attempt to try to do it though. Totally not worth it. Um, and honestly, I'm with CJ on it. Like say, it is hard, and I think that could probably be one of your top problems with it. But the hard part I think is learning patterns, learning to see them, and then knowing what you run into and how to get good at this. I think that's definitely what it's designed to do. Because even with the guys who are random, they're there, and you just gotta learn to go with it. Because after a while, I think the day before yesterday playing, it's there's little monkey dudes on where the birds drop them. I got that shit down. I get to do that with nothing. It's just you've got to have that third level whip and just walk up on them as soon as they hit the ground, kill them. So like I say, it can be done. It's learning it, but that's part of the old school game is just learning the patterns and
Yep.
doing that. But that knockback, with a Medusa head coming. I think what pissed me off mostly about the Medusa head, it comes at you from the right side of the screen. Well, you need to adjust, so you turn to the left. Oh, wait a second. Here's one from the
Yes,
left now.
dude.
Wait a second. Where the hell did you come from?
Yes. God, that
So,
the first time seeing them, I watched a video about like some of the harder because I heard the game was hard. So I'm like, some of the harder enemies, and I was looking at it. I'm like, can't be that bad. Oh, yeah, it slapped me in the face. It was bad. Yeah, that one got me pretty good by surprise. Aiden, come on, man, hate on your own game. Say something.
Hate on my
negative.
own game. I will say something that CJ said earlier that I agree. This is minor gripe. This isn't really my answer, but the skeletons did look like a walkaway, and I definitely jumped on them the first time
Yes.
I
Mhm.
went over to
Thank
them. But I will say there's some annoying enemies, but honestly I don't know if I hold that against the game. I think that was very intentional. And one thing that you have to learn with this game, kind of like a game called Elden Ring, you really have to learn patience, but you have to be patient, but you can't be slow. Because if you're slow, then you'll stand in one spot and the enemy will spawn and it'll just keep on spawning until you move forward. So you have to be patient, but you also have to you can't be too slow with it. Like in Elden Ring, especially with bosses, if you want to just keep on spamming moves and hitting, like you're gonna get punished. He's gonna smack you on your head and one tap you. Like you will want to, but you have to wait for him to attack or do a move set that you know, so you can actually get a few safe hits in. And I feel like that kind of applies to the whole board here. You learn the board. You have to kill one enemy at a time and actually like systematically march through the board. But something that I don't like about it, I I I want to say some of the bosses seemed a little subpar. Some of them were easy. A few of them towards the end the bosses were really good. But like the bat boss, I don't know if I can hate on it too much because that was like an introduction boss. Like that boss was subpar, and some of the boss designs didn't blow me away. But yeah, I'd say my biggest gripe was
Mummies
yeah,
weren't good. They were
the
easy.
ones weren't great. They didn't have a great design. They were pretty easy. Uh, the skeletons that looked like stairs. A couple problems with the graphics that were a little confusing. But yeah, I think that's what I think. What are our final thoughts? We've got through our gripes and our grievances and our loves and our hates. What are your final thoughts of the game overall? What do you think of it, C?
I think initially and finally, I have very different views. I think I kind of gained an appreciation for it. Definitely not a game I've never heard of. It's just a game I never played, and kind of part of me was a little intrigued to see what all the hype was about. And at first, was like, well, fuck the hype. This is terrible. But honestly, it's a really solid game. Like I said, it's got that hardness that makes you want to come back to it. And just overall, the concept, the sound design, the setting, I really like it. It was not something I thought, was going to be my favorite thing in the world. Really, just a really well done game. I think you both use those exact words. It's a really well done game overall. I mean, I think another thing that really helps is in a lot of these games of the time we see one main feature that drags a game down or one main feature that carries a game. I think this one's really well balanced. I don't think there was any one thing that's just like, man, it's so good, but that part, or oh, it's okay, but this part's really good. There was none of that. It was just, in my opinion, pretty solid across the board. Of course, a little bit of ups, a little bit of downs, but for the most part, I mean, I think it was pretty well balanced, really well done. I mean, changed my views after playing it. I'm gonna be honest, So we're doing something good here. Larry, you thinking highly like me, or you gonna prove Aiden wrong that not everybody hates it, dude?
I think personally, it's a good out of the gate introduction to Castlevania. I mean, I'm really excited, or not excited, I guess, but just really happy to, as you think back and Aiden brought up the bosses again. I didn't stop to think about that. Those are all the universal bosses: mummies, Frankenstein, all those. So they brought in that again. It's tied into this movie concept this guy had for all his love for these things. Um, some were some were ridiculously easy, some were hard. I'll be honest with you. This is the furthest I ever got in this game. I've still never beat it. I got to death, and I could not figure out the pattern, and I couldn't survive long enough for the level to get anything more than maybe 2 hits before he killed me, and I couldn't get it down. So it's I'm a little upset with that, but I still have it saved on my anniversary collection, so I have the ability to go back and pick up from that. And I don't know, we'll see how that goes, but it's a very good start to something that gets to become much bigger in the long run, and I think kudos to Konami for putting this out and doing it the way they did. I think it helps that it started out. I don't know if it started out as an arcade game or not, but it definitely seems like a good quarter eater that you didn't feel mad that you put money into. So
Yeah, I agree. I actually like what you said, that this was a good start to something very bigger. I thought this game was, I mean, for the time, great game. It was a great foundation for what grew into a huge franchise. Speaking of franchise, what actually made me want to play this game was there's a couple Castlevania series on Netflix. There's Castlevania and Castlevania Nocturne. I think they're both very solid, fun watch. I recommend. Not a promo, but they're good shit. It's good shit. They have Trevor Belmont, which I'm pretty sure he's in a later game, a main character in a later game. But Castlevania is about Trevor Belmont, and then I forget the other guy's name in the Nocturne, but it's the new one. But anyway, yeah, is a foundation for something great. I thought the game was very solid. Some iconic bosses. I thought that my strategy for death was the purple axes. They were my favorite. And what you got to do, you can start in the middle, and you can start throwing axes up as soon as he spawns in, and you can get him to almost half health by just spamming the ox before he even starts throwing his little scythe thingies around. And then it's kind of just winging it from there. But yeah, I liked the game. The atmosphere was probably my favorite part of the game. You're traveling through this castle to find Dracula. Atmosphere was great. Soundtrack was great. Had some great bosses. Yeah, I liked the game. So now we're getting to that part of the video. Would you guys recommend it? And would you play it again? What do you think, Larry?
I highly recommend it. I'll treat this like I would a TV show or a movie series. There's a way that somebody intended you to see those, and whether they knew they were going to go any further with this in the future or not, I don't know, but it definitely feels that way. Like, they had 3 games on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and this was their first one out the gate. Now I don't know if we'll make it to it, so that's why I didn't talk much about it. But I personally like Castlevania 2 better. It's more of my the one that Aiden, your father and your uncle had available, and another one of those games I was constantly bugging them. But if I can't borrow Metal Gear, can I borrow Castlevania 2 instead? You know. So it's just what I played a lot. It's a different one, but this one here, it's a great place to start. If you haven't yet, do yourself a thing. I say this is just a plug. Go find this on whatever you can on the anniversary edition, and start with this one. It's you can't go wrong with it. So I highly recommend it.
Nice. Yeah. I think I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna recommend it, and I'm just gonna give a fair warning to give it the honest shot that you might not, and at least get far enough, because I didn't put it. When I first put it down, it was on the second boss, and I was like, man, that shit pisses me off. Like, I hated it, whatever. And then, oddly enough, I wanted to go back. So I think I would just give it a fair try, because the further you get into the game, I think the more you're gonna find to appreciate. So I think this is something I could recommend. I mean, I guess normally you guys would be my go-to, but I could recommend this game to some people. Especially, like, I really like what you guys said. I'm not as familiar with, everything that they do have out, but if this is the first step in, this franchise that they create, damn good first step. Like, go get a bite out of this cake. Get the first bite, go back for more, finish the cake later. You know what I mean? Weird analogy, but I think this is something I'm going to come back to, actually, which I definitely didn't think very early on I'd ever want to see this game again. I think this is something. The anniversary edition does sound really intriguing. So I think this is something once I get either a functional Switch or my Switch fixed, this might be something I can pick up. I think it's a nice, it's weirdly refreshing in a weird way, I guess. So I think you gotta get a sip of this lemonade. You know, come take a swig of this Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't recommend it more. I thought it was a great game. I bought the anniversary edition on my Switch, so I'm planning on playing them chronologically in the future as well. I like the franchise as a whole. I think I probably would play it again. I did beat the game, but it's definitely going to be further down the line because my next step is definitely play them in order. But yeah, great game. Couldn't recommend. Like CJ said, come get a bite of this cake. I don't know what that means, but come do it. What if that means come play the game? Come do it. But yeah, I do recommend the game. So, do you guys have a number in mind? We do this, our VGR rating, end of every episode. We rate the game we play. Do you guys have a number in mind? And if so, what is it? See, do you got something that you got something cooking over there?
I think I got something cooking. Let's see. It's hard for me too. You made me feel like I hated the game so much at first. I think for me, I think I'm gonna give it a solid right on the button, a number 8. I think an 8 suits it fairly well. I think it's a really good game. I think the biggest drawback might be the difficulty to some people. So give it some time. I'm gonna change that to an 8.4 just now live. It's an 8.4 now. Dude, it's, like I said, you start talking about it more, looking at it more, it just makes you want to play it more. So I think a solid 8.4 fits it well. Overall, good game. I have a couple gripes. It's not like mind-breaking best thing I've ever played. Definitely a good time and definitely something I could see myself coming back to. Gets an 8.4 from CJ this time. Larry, you boosting the score? You dragging it down? Where are you putting it?
I was actually pretty much in the same spot you were. I was gonna just go with a solid 8 on this. And partially because, like I say, I do believe this is a very good game, but I know there's others out there that I think really are going to push that. I spent some time there. Like I said, I was looking to see real quick here that there was of course, the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, which is the original ones up to the Super Nintendo, are available. There's ones available for the Game Boys and all those. I was trying to see if there was a second one, which gets into like the PlayStation versions as well as some of the other ones that were hard to get. And I can't confirm that, but either way, back to our number 8. I'm going to go flat 8 on that. I think it's a good solid one. I want to dance around a little bit, but eight's perfectly good for where we're at and where I've been on these. It's a good game. Go play it. I know I'm with Aiden's advice here. I'm going to go back and see if I can beat death before I hit the sack tonight. So.
Come on, Aiden, you gotta talk to us with your big man voice, bro. You're talking with that silent film stuff.
Silent film. Sorry, had my mic muted. But I've had a number in mind this whole cast. It hasn't fluctuated that much. This might be backwards for you guys, but it's gonna make sense to the viewers. I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a 9. It's gonna make sense. Number 9, a 9, straight 9. Really enjoyed the game. Felt like it. I did not quite give it the same score I give Ninja Gaiden just because Ninja Gaiden had those cut screens and I felt like it played a little smoother. But I really liked the atmosphere of this game and thought it was really good.
Uh-oh.
Very good game.
Got some news here.
What do we got going on, Steve?
So with an 8, an 8.4, and a 9, that puts us, and I'm going to take the credit for it. If I didn't adjust my score, we wouldn't be here. That squeaks us to an 8.5, which is a great game according to VGR Podcast. Green logo. 8.5 is a great game. That's the score. Read and weep if you don't like it. That's the score. It's a great game. I squeaked it up
score. Great game.
I would like to say, I got to say something here.
Say something. Go ahead.
the Kanye quote of the week. It might be poor timing, but we're gonna separate the artist from the from the art from the art. And our Kanye quote for Castlevania is actually from a Kanye song by Rick Ross instead, is what the quote's from. But bitch, I'm a monster, no good blood sucker. And that is Dracula indeed. So I had to throw it out there. We'll be back next week with more.
With that situation, then I feel okay to break out the vampire killer and start slapping the shit out of you.
So yeah, that is our rating of Castlevania. Looks like we all enjoyed it. 8.5 on the VGR scale. Great game. We got some shit coming up. See, what do we got going on next week?
Man, we all know him, we all love him. He's a super duper guy. It's a me, Mario. Not 1, not 2. We're playing number 3. Some people say it's the best game. Might have been one of my childhood favorites growing up. Hey, let's get to it. We got Super Mario 3 on the NES. Give you a little insight. The main character's name's Mario. You do some Mario things,
What?
What? if you haven't heard of the guy. Fun little tidbit. Aiden might have dressed as Mario at least once. I might have a Mario hat somewhere. Hey, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I say he's spitting facts right now.
I am doing that.
Larry, send them off. You got a message for our fans, or?
Yes, I do. I want to thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, share, follow us on your favorite podcaster. Tell your Alexa to play the VGR podcast, and she'll play the most recent one for you. Find VGR Pod on YouTube, Instagram, and all those other socials. And please send us an email, vgrpod@gmail.com. Like I say, you guys start to fill out the box. We'll make a segment where we talk back to you and let you know how wrong you are about Castlevania, because it is a great game.
And yes, and like always, if you're listening to this on streaming platforms, come check us out on YouTube at VGR Podcast, youtube.com/VGR Podcast. Likewise for YouTube, come check us out on Spotify. But yeah, this is VGR Podcast, and I'm signing out. My name is Aiden.
My name is CJ. I'm right there. There's the signature. I'm out. I'm signing out.
I'm Larry. I'm still the best looking one here, so I don't know.
All right, see you guys.
Later.
Later.